America is not a Catholic nation, or some believe that America is a Christian nation. What kind of convoluted statement is that? The thing is, you gotta understand, is like the way the darkness is fall, and you gotta really think there. This Luciferians and Jesuits. And if you look back at like the founding fathers, they weren't like a lot of them. They weren't really Christians. 13 signers of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were Freemasons. They were pretty much like Luciferians, Jesuits. They were pretty much deistic. And of course, like, as like pretty much referred to the Synagogue of Satan. Like, Freemasons, like, was pretty much like, imbued like a society with ancient occultic Babylonian religious values. The mechanics of this conspiracy utilizes deception and subversion for the purpose of attaining power, control, and absolute power. It stands to reason that if absolute power is to be achieved, it can only be done so by one party or group that has invested all its resources and allegiance in achieving that purpose. There is no room for competing interests. Tyrants know that there's only one room, and tyrants only know that there's only one room for one at the top. All the competitors must be vanquished and made subservient to the one particularly with the world power. And this is what has been occurring for the last 204 years since the suppression of the Jesuits was revoked in 1814. The process is now pretty much almost complete, and like the Jesuits, what they do is they cloak behind multiple layers of prophecy agents and distractions, have taken the control of all world systems and religions. And there's only one thing that's holding them back, and that's the one true Christian church, which is pretty much the remnant church, which is outside the mainstream Babylonian religious of works, and like the only faith that does not have its roots in the Babylonian mystery religions instituted under Nimrod of the first world dictator. The Christianity is like the great enemy of the Luciferian New World Order. So continuous inquisition is being waged against this one true Church of Christ in many countries. And statistics estimate that one Christian is murdered for his, her, or her faith every 5 minutes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And being a Christian is the greatest cause of death in the world today. And the Jesuits, through their proxy organizations like communist puppet regimes, are absolutely 100% responsible for this carnage. And the thing is, like, it is pretty much like evident that, let me put my glasses back on. And let's take a look at the Jesuits and how they carry out their nefarious plans of world domination. And the thing is, here's a quote on how Freemasonry has been used to subvert Protestantism. And the truth is that the Jesuits of Rome have perfected Freemasonry to their most magnificent tool, accomplished their purposes among Protestants. Of course, if you look at the grand book, The Grand Design, exposed by John Daniel, written by on page 32 or 302, which you can also look at all the imageries there on their great conspiracy against Bob. And below, there are very three separate Luciferian organizations using a sunburst motif, and revealing the connection between them and the cult sun worshippers. And the sun is representative of Lucifer and satanic enlightenment. And the note that all the seeing eye, for the eye of Horus, and all any of their imagery, which in the triangle with the sun rays emanating in the first scene there, above the compass in the square. And then this the systems of control, from religious knowledge to science knowledge. And the portion the speech on page 13, from the book, the duty of Americans at the present crisis, illustrated in a discourse given by Dr. Timothy Dwight at Yale College in 1998, issuing a warning about the dangers of Freemasonry. And then 220 years ago, and if it wasn't cause for alarm then, how much more should we be alarmed today in the final days of this age? The enemy of God and humanity is being exposed. And it seems why these measures were advancing the great design of the New World Order with regular and rapid progress. And Adam, this other person, Adam Weishaupt, a professor of canon law in the University of Ingolstadt in the city of Bavaria, Germany, formed about a year in the year 1776, the Order of the Illuminati. And this is order was precisely a higher order of the Masons. Originated by himself and grafted on ancient Masonic institutions. The secrecy and solemnity, mysticism, and correspondence of Masonry were in this new order preserved and enhanced, while our order innovation that impatience of civil and moral restraints and the aims of against government, morals, and religions were elevated, expanded, and rendered more systematically malignant and daring. In societies of the Illuminati, doctrines are taught which strike at the root of all human happiness and virtue. And every such doctrine, either expressly or implicitly involved in their system. The being of God was denied and ridiculed. Government was asserted to be a curse, and our authority mere usurpation. Civil society was declared to be a curse, and authority and civil society was declared to be an apostasy of man. The possession of property was pronounced to be a robbery. Chastity and natural affection were declared to be nothing more than groundless predecessor. Adultery, assassination, poisoning, and other crimes of the like infernal nature were taught as lawful. And even as virtuous actions, to crown such a system of falsehood and horror, all means were declared to be lawful, provided the end was good. It's like there's like a pretty much there with there which provide a link in the description. Now, this system of control has merely changed in appearance, and substance is the same, and the method of implementation is the same. Satan and his ministries of evil, have no new tricks except to change the disguise they hide behind. And they always employ the same methodology, lies and deception. And like knowledge is the bait this criminal cabal uses to lure mankind to a one-world dictatorship trap, which there is no escape. Roman Catholicism has been the religious control system used to keep people in fear and darkness for more than 1,500 years, at least since 606 AD. Of course, the thing with Enlightenment, the Enlightenment instituted the new control system of philosophical scientism in the early 1700s during the transition to rationalism. The Luciferian Brotherhood and kept their hands tightly on the controls of society and scientific and historical knowledge narratives. And a Luciferian Brotherhood are Nimrod's heirs, and they aren't ashamed to admit it there as well. Of course, the Freemasons still make a Nimrodian oath as a part of their rituals. Their reinstatement of Nimrod's ancient one world empire is the overall end goal and climatic historical event for this Luciferian criminal cabal. Every scientific atheism and evolution are under assault as Roman Catholic Ecumenism squeezes people back into some kind of Gnostic spirituality and expectation of world leader, and who will solve mankind's problems. And this false golden age of peace and love was foretold by many, including Helena Blavatsky, Aleister Crowley, Alice Bailey, and Robert Mueller, who created World Core Education Curriculum and strongly supported the United Religious Initiative at the United Nations. So since like a year with like the music they're playing, I'm gonna be going into like taking a break and like be coming after this break there after this brief commercial. Yeah, the thing is, like, you really gotta understand that the world's major religions, in the end, all want the same thing, even though they were all born in different places and circumstances on the planet. What the world needs today is a convergence of different religions in search for and definition of the cosmic or divine laws which ought to regulate our behavior on this planet. Now, if you've been led to believe that this is a good thing, then you have been deceived. It will be a fascist nightmare, unparalleled in the history of the world, making the horrors of Hitler, Stalin, and Mao look like a pleasant day in a park by comparison. History is coming round full circle as Satan brings all Babylonian world religions and cultures together under a new world order controlled by one currency and one religion and one under one Antichrist world leader. The new Babylonian is being created before our very eyes. Globalism equals Babylism. And even popular novels like 1984, A Brave World Order, have all warned of this dystopian nightmare that is coming. The problem is that most people think these stories are fiction to read just for entertainment. No, they're warnings written by Luciferians, Orwell, and Huxley, who knew about the future New Age agenda. And also done there with many movies there and the predictive programming there, as well as popular end times catastrophic disaster movies and dystopian movies like Logan's Run, Total Recall, and numerous other. The world goals of this Luciferian cabal is number one, abolition of monarchy and ordered governments, abolition of private property, abolition of inheritance, abolition of patriotism, abolition of family, the abolition of Christian faith by and large. Yes, all this is coming under a worldwide communist dictatorship. In fact, we can already be seeing this right now in many parts of this world as laws are being changed, eroding your personal choices. And these tenets are already enshrined in the UN Agenda 21, which promotes a Jesuit colonialism of property and implementation of Brazilian social justice principles. And these practices, rooted in natural law, were espoused by Aristotle and later by Thomas Aquinas, but strip away fundamental human dignity and freedoms. See, what is Freemasonry? Okay, if you're not familiar with Freemasonry, it is simply the name given to a system of ancient rituals and symbols originating from Babylon, then passed down via Persia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome, by which initiates the brotherhood are bound by blood oaths and secrecy. Members must believe in a higher power termed the Great Architect, meaning all religious affiliations are welcome, Deistic universalism, and all its initiates must adhere to a strict code of conduct and secrecy. The official story is sometimes during the medieval period, stonemasons evolved the system of symbols in order to identify each other, guard trade secrets, and secure work on building projects. After much study, I don't really buy into all that nonsense story. Satanic rituals, human sacrifice, pedophilia, and worship of idols were just carried over from the mystery cults into the pagan Roman Catholic priestly cult and practiced covertly. Secrecy is repugnant in any free and open society. Freemasonry is just Satanism hiding behind a very public facade of good works. And this is what deceives people who believe in Freemasonry is just harmless. Or is this just like a fraternity? Oh, it's just like a boys' club. It's just like a fraternity. It is very serious misconception. Also, the story that Freemasonry and Catholicism are in opposition or enemies of this is just like a blatant lie perpetrated by the Roman cult to divert any suspicion away from their occult religion and its Masonic practices. It is the fact that popes, priests, and cardinals are Freemasons, as well there are many photos of them online in many company Masons exchanging Masonic signs and handshakes, wearing the Masonic rings and other regular. Today is pretty much there with the Masonic oaths, and in part, a Mason's loyalty is bound first to the rules, rituals, and objectives of the Freemasonry. not to civil laws or civil local social authorities. They are traitors to their fellow men and neighbors. And read some of the bloody oaths they take. The oblation of the first degree Masonry is like there with the first degree, binding myself under no less a penalty than having my throat cut across, my tongue torn out by its roots, and buried in rough sands of the sea at low water mark, there where the tide ebbs and flows twice in 24 hours, should I ever knowingly or willfully violate this solemn oath and obligation as entered apprentice Mason. So help me God, and keep me steadfast and do the performance of the same. That is like they're pretty much their oaths. And of course they got their other oaths of the third degree Masons and other it's pretty much evidences of the same. Now the central goal of Freemasonry. So many claims have been made about Freemasonry that it is sometimes confusing to see what it is and what it isn't. A little bit of study reveals that it's not just some good old boys club or a center for a little harmless socializing. Freemasonry front groups always tout good works like they do building hospitals and helping disadvantaged children. And this is just like a PR facade that obfuscates the dark reality behind the reasons for existence of Freemasonry. The central undeclared goal of this infusion of propagation of the first lie spoken in the world. This is what the Masonic religion is all about. Deceiving Eve by appealing to her pride, Satan said. You shall be as gods, as like noted in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 5. Today, it's the same lie being presented as evolution. The lie is like mankind is evolving towards perfection through knowledge or science. This idea is powerfully pervasive, and it is powerfully pervasive in society today. It's all pushed through pop culture in movies, music, books, plays, and TV advertising. Characters in these fictions are transformed through knowledge over and over again. Generations of children have all been propagandized into believing in this occult concept of becoming the mantras of supporting this idea is believe in yourself, follow your heart, dreams come true. Like the metamorphosis, transcendence, and transformation are so ingrained in this social thinking that few recognize it for the Luciferian concept that it is.